Hey, Coach, so glad you found us. Couple things. First of all, subscribe. Please go over and do that. That will keep you updated with everything that we're doing. Second thing is go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. If you want to put hardware in your basement, if you want to win more games, let me help you do that. I will give you my personal email address. We'll do one-on-one calls. We'll do office hours, less than $1 a day, 14-day free trial. Go over and check it out. Let's head off to the video.
All right, welcome to Coaching Youth Hoops. Coach. I know.
How are you?
Pretty good, other than I was having some microphone issues before we came on, but I think I figured it
You
out.
sound fine.
I know. I think by the time people see me this summer, I'm gonna have a whole new setup. I'm not It's in my goal is to clean the office. It looks like it's clean, but it's really not clean.
Yeah, my son and wife also want to redo my podcast studio, so go
Yeah,
for
I
it.
got to talk to your son about what I should get for mics, and I want to get a board and
Oh, he'll give you the Cadillac or the it's not Cadillac version anymore. What do we say?
what
What's the
I mean,
new?
our generation could definitely call it the Cadillac version.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know,
Yeah, he's
something.
all into that stuff. So
Yeah, I would ask him what I should get.
yeah,
Um,
he would definitely tell. Yeah. Anyway, I know what he would tell you, but I will
or you can send
ask
it to
him.
me. But yeah,
Yeah.
anyway, that I can hook up to my computer and the mobile. And anyway, all right. So oh, sponsors. Let's give a big shout out, Coach.
Yeah, coaches, go check out coachingyouthhoops.com for all of your coaching needs. Soup to nuts. We help you plan your entire season, preseason, season, and then even postseason what to do. Full season of practice plans, drills, offenses, defenses, everything you need. Just find, search, and you'll have your entire season done. Coachingyouthhoops.com.
All right. So what's today's topic, Coach?
Today we're going to talk about creative solutions when you have limited resources. Could be money resources, time resources, space resources. As a youth coach, we're always limited in time and time and resources in a gym, money a lot of times as well. Equipment. Thankfully for basketball, it's not too bad. You just need, a couple basketballs potentially, right? Um, I guess you could drill down into even equipment for the kids, like shoes and uniforms. We can, discuss some of that. I heard one yesterday from a coach, and that's what gave me this idea. Um, so I'll start with this. The average cost in the United States for a youth player, one player to play a youth sport, and this is average, and I've heard it now. I'll give you the average range that I heard it. Heard it as the average as low as $800 and $2,000 per team you sign up for. So $800 to $2,000 for youth to play sports. That's one youth, okay? So I heard that range. And before our game yesterday, I was talking to the opposing coach, and he was telling he never charges more than 300, whatever, $350. I'm like, how do you do that with $350? Because you got gym space to rent, you have insurance, you have the tournament fees to pay for, etc. And he says, you know what we do is he now I think is probably a unique situation, but I don't know if we could do that here in the Bay Area. He was just outside the Bay Area. Uh, which was actually was pretty brilliant. He encourages all the families to go sign up for their local YMCA. Okay, so they have to pay a fee there, but the kids can go to that anytime they want, right? As long as they have the membership or any other gym type where they have workout equipment and a basketball gym. And then the way he structured it was he then can get the gym space for no cost. So he doesn't have gym costs and he can practice 2 days a week in the gym, right? The kids have to come, but they have to join that gym. So it gets it's a win-win for everybody involved. The kids
Right.
get to work out anytime they want. They have the use of the basketball
Things
facilities
for
and the workout
practice.
facilities. The gym owner, right, creates additional revenue because
They probably get family memberships and stuff
that's
too.
right, right? And then the coach gets to use the gym space for his practices 2 days a week. And that's how he manages the expense that he charges per family.
That's a great idea.
Great
That's
idea.
that's about as creative as you can get.
That's one of the more creative ideas that I've heard. But talk about managing gyms. So, okay, you have limited time in a gym. I was talking to another coach. I said, we have two practices a week. It's an hour and a half each. You have to make, he was a young coach. I said, you have to really break the game down and do it in chunks. You
Right.
can't, I was comparing it to a high school coach that's got 6 days a week. He can do a zone offense and a zone defense, quick
Right.
hitters, the whole 9 yards, right? When you're when you have 2 days a week in a gym time, you can't do everything and prepare for your first tournament. And, it's got to be layered over time. But I said, come up with simple solutions. We have this thing, we call it hot potato. Anytime we play a zone. And it's not, if you ever played hot potato, you're just passing the ball from one person to the next. We stack three people in a line at the volleyball line, and we're just passing from one person to the other. Now, what does this have to do with being creative, managing time? Well, that's my zone offense. It's the best zone offense I've ever come up with in a limited time that I have to teach it, right? And I would say it's good enough, right, at the youth level. So you have to also just get creative with your time and what you teach and have your philosophies. You'll hear an interview coming up. Another coach had suggested just come in with a practice plan. Go to coachingyouthhoops.com for your practice plan needs. Uh,
Boom. Mic
yeah,
drop.
but he was talking about like I asked him. I said, "What's the one thing? What's the one piece of advice he's been coaching for 30 years? What's the one piece of advice you would give to young coach? Have a plan. Come in with a practice plan so you're organized and you know exactly what you're going to teach. You don't ramble. You know, you know how your drills and things are going to stack over time. So those are just a few tips from me that at top of my head in conversations that I've had recently with other coaches.
Well, I think what are the biggest obstacles and what do they have to be creative about? They have to be creative about, expenses. So I think you got to figure a way to kind of build a community and
Sponsorships too, right?
yes,
For that.
community, but you need to build a community of parents and community members and things like that. I think so. I mean, expense
How do you
just
mean that? Yeah, like for example, when you said build a community
well, sometimes
regarding
you
expenses.
never know. Parents have different ways of funding things. They have
Hmm.
business relationships. They have, maybe you're running a nonprofit, so they have ways of maybe
Hmm.
their employer matches money for their. I mean,
Hmm. Right.
again, got to be very creative when it comes to
Yeah.
that. Um, and I think the next thing is creative space.
Yeah.
Maybe someone has a basketball court in their backyard. I mean, who knows? I mean, that's where you got to be
Yeah.
sometimes creative as far as, maybe it's a fundraising clinic. Maybe it's you know, something like that, you could run a clinic for area kids. You could use it to find new players, but you could also use it to fundraise for the specific um tournament you're going to or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Um, I think another big expense is probably uniform wise,
Right.
or
Yeah.
outfitting them. How can you gamify that? How can you, figure a way to find cool and relevant jerseys and things, but also I'm sure Walmart, not a, you know, I don't know, expensive department store kind of thing. I don't know. But trying to keep that expense down, I think is hard. And that's where parents and community can help brainstorm ideas. Like you've mentioned a couple ideas, have a shoot-a-thon, there's infinite number of ways of being creative. I remember selling light bulbs door to door, I think, when I was a
Light
kid.
bulbs?
Yeah. Yeah. My
That's
basketball.
amazing.
Yeah, we sold
Wow.
light bulbs. Um, People
Yeah,
always needed light bulbs,
they do. Hmm.
and you show up and explain what it's for. You'd be surprised how much they'll pay for a set of light bulbs. I think it was light bulbs. I remember selling candy for Little League.
Yeah.
But anyway, did not enjoy it, but yeah, had to be
Well, I,
done.
I guess the message there is that, creative fundraising ideas, reach out to the community, see if you can find the local credit union that might want to sponsor the uniforms, and then you trade something, right? They get a name on their logo or email sent out to the family, and then they help support the uniform cost. Also, when looking for uniforms, there there's a handful of actual manufacturers of uniforms. And if you can find source direct, then the cost is going to be cheaper. There's layers in between that. Then there's little shops that pop up online, or even in your local community, but they're the middleman, right? They buy from the
Right.
wholesalers. A lot of wholesalers will sell direct.
Yeah. Yeah. It's cutting out the middleman. Sometimes you got to do that.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, Coach?
Yeah, coaches, just get creative. We all run into obstacles no matter the size of our program, but don't let that hold you back from, again, what are we all trying to do? Trying to make better humans, better basketball players. So get creative, do your research, reach out to Steve and I. We probably have a few more ideas we didn't mention here, uh, that we've done over the years in being creative in the space and the resources that we have exposure to. So, and then again, go to coachingyouthhoops.com. Go check out everything that we offer there, from practice plans to drill finders to any helpful resource to get you on the right path in your coaching journey. Coachingyouthhoops.com.
All right. Till next week.
Till next week.
Hey, Coach, so glad you enjoyed the video. Subscribe and like before you leave. And also go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. It's got everything and a roadmap for you to become a better basketball coach. So go over and check it out. And let's head back to the next video, wherever that would be.